Hello everyone, Dark Kirby 14 here. We're gonna watch Super Mario Galaxy 2. It's been a while.
Yeah, and I'm his partner, Green Draco 313. Yeah, I remember last time we finished off World 1. But
It's been a
thi-
time.
this video is probably not going to be uploaded until the summer. When we're recording this, it is currently January 20th, 2023. When we recorded the previous episodes, it was still in 2022. But,
Well, together. No, I'm not sure if I did one alone or not. I don't know. Yes.
I don't think I remember finishing off World 1. So you said so. As of right now, I picked all the division winners to win the wild card round. I turned out to be 4-2. You picked all the division winners except Jacksonville to win, so you were 3-3. But
I think the home. The thing it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Cincinnati and
I think in my opinion, I think since you and I have the same picks, except I have Cincinnati winning over Buffalo. I think Cincinnati is the better overall team. The chemistry between Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is just unreal. You were
the
alive.
problem
You were
is
up. You were.
it's in Buffalo and Cincinnati is they could be without three. They're already without
Well, I'm wanting Buffalo to win because if the Chiefs beat Jacksonville, I don't really care that it's in a neutral site, but the Chiefs have a better chance against Buffalo than Cincinnati. And I think the big three and the best teams remaining, or best teams in the league actually all season were Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cincinnati. If you looked at the Eagles and 49ers strength of schedule, like the 49ers played one really legit team this year. That was Kansas City. They've beaten some quality teams in the NFC, such as Seattle twice. They lost to bad teams like the Bears and Broncos and Falcons. But there should be let's go on that sprint like there ground pound something. Like there should be a target for you to ground pound. Like try ground pounding that yeah, as you see the ground pound that target in the central center. Yeah. Yeah, that's,
Oh, okay, I get it now.
okay, yeah. If the Giants pull off the upset, what's going to happen to the Eagles organization? What went wrong?
Played a soft schedule.
Yeah, all the NFC East teams, including Washington, played really easy teams because they had a soft schedule. It's the same I said for the 49ers. That way, I think no matter who comes out of the AFC, unless if it's Jacksonville versus San Francisco, then San Francisco will win. But whoever comes out of the AFC, well, between Kansas City, Buffalo, or Cincinnati, they'll win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the NFC was really weak this
year. Yeah, it was really weak. Like, since Philadelphia, next year they'll have to play.
Because the downfall of Green Bay, just certain teams just did not live up to their expectations.
Yeah, it's like, next year the Eagles will have to play quality AFC teams. Like, you'll get your 13th win over the Jets. You know, I think no matter what, the Eagles have never lost to the Jets.
Yeah, that remains to be seen, especially with what the Jets do in the offseason.
Yeah, other teams you'll have to play Tampa Bay, who may or may not be with Tom Brady. You'll have to play San Francisco and Seattle. Wait a minute, I think the NFC East plays the NFC West this year. I think. But okay, you'll have to play Buffalo and Kansas City. Alright. Like, the Chiefs' weakness is their secondary. I can probably see the Jaguars receivers getting a lot of receiving yards. If the Chiefs have someone like Sauce Gardner, then that fixes our main weakness. Also, what could be a thing is the Chiefs' special teams. That's the reason we lost to Indianapolis. By the time this video is released, the Super Bowl will already be done with.
But I still think Kansas City wins pretty convincing. Jacksonville really doesn't.
Well, like I said, one thing is that Jacksonville is going to play us. They have nothing to lose. You remember St. Peter's from the NCAA tournament.
They played in the regular season and Kansas City beat them convincingly.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
You're also...
Andy Reid's not the type to get overconfident. Well, maybe he has some time.
They also are... Remember, here's another thing. It's Andy Reid off the bye.
Yeah, where he's lost 3 games coming out of a bye. I know what 2 of those losses were against the Falcons in 2012 and against the Steelers in 2016. I forget what was the 3rd time. Maybe it was 2017 when Chiefs only went 10-6. Andy Reid knows last time, well, I went to the Eagles-Chiefs game in 2017. Andy Reid knew Doug Peterson from 3 different teams. For when Peterson was the Favre's backup, when Andy Reid was the quarterback's coach in Green Bay, and when Doug Peterson was the McNabb's backup, and Andy Reid was the coach in Philadelphia, and when Doug Peterson was the offensive coordinator for Kansas City, and when Andy Reid was the Chiefs head coach. Both Andy Reid and Doug Peterson know each other really well. But I think Andy knows Doug Peterson more than Doug Peterson knows Andy Reid. If the Giants pull off the upset, I predict a big change is going to happen to something. The Eagles have the pieces, but they're not... It was like last year, they didn't get a win off of... They were... I think, they didn't have a single win off of a team that made the playoff. They had 1 win against a team that finished with a winning record, against the Saints. But the Eagles, technically this year, I could be wrong in general. If I'm wrong, then people who are watching this video in the future will... I'll make a comment on this video in the future if I'm wrong, but... I'm seeing someone saying that Nick Sirianni deserves Coach of the Year.
It's not really for that type of thing. It's more for the, as we've seen before, it's usually for the guy who pulls something out of nothing. Yeah, 3 surprise teams were Seattle, Jacksonville, and New York. Like, Seattle, 10 months ago, at the time of this recording, everyone was laughing at Pete Carroll Seattle for trading away Russell Wilson, but keeping Pete Carroll and John Schneider. I thought at first the reason they did that was Jody Allen, Paul Allen's sister, thought that she thought she would dishonor her brother by firing them because Paul Allen was the one that hired them. But then week 1, when Nathaniel Hackett decided to let 40 seconds run off a clock to kick a 64-yard field goal. And, I remember in the preseason game between Seattle and Chicago, all those, Brian Greasy, Marv Levy, and Dan Orlovsky was saying they were right. Sometimes a player can hold back a team. But Seattle, even though they didn't win in the playoffs, and they got lucky they got in the playoffs, it was still impressive. Denver did the tanking for them. For Jacksonville and New York Giants. Jacksonville went from Urban Meyer and the fans dressing up as clowns in the Week 18 that prevented the Colts from getting into the playoffs to not just winning the AFC South, but winning a playoff game. They were down 27-0, third largest comeback in playoff history. The Giants, they went from a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 9 near their own end zone to Brian Dable doing what he did with it. Like, on paper, the Chargers and Broncos have more talented players than the Giants and Jaguars do, but it's not what you have, it's how you use it. Like, I know you're not a fan of Doug Peterson, but do you think any other coach could have gotten the Jaguars where they are now? Well, not counting any coaches.
Belichick could have, because Belichick would probably be salivating at the chance to coach a guy like freaking Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I thought when people were disappointed that the Jaguars didn't get Brian Leftwich, they actually dodged a bullet.
Well, not exactly.
Why's that?
Tampa's problems go much deeper than just Leftwich. That team is just, it's broken, it's old. They need something fresh.
Okay, it's like, if Tom Brady doesn't leave, or he has nothing left to prove, what is he? He threw away his family for what? For this.
Some players just, like some people just, that's all they know. All they know.
I'm sure Tom Brady would get a lot of money in a broadcasting booth or somewhere, but he just wants to play until he wants to play until he's in his 50s, like Gordie Howe did. But I think the main cause to why Tampa Bay slided this year was because of Bruce Arians. Todd Bowles, he's a much better coordinator than he is a head coach. And for Jacksonville, it took more than just Tennessee collapsing. Jacksonville still had to win 7 of their last 5 games. They
also haven't played an offense as good as Kansas City, outside of Dallas and their defense.
Yeah, it's like they actually came back. Like against Baltimore, they won that game after trailing by like 8 points or however much in the final 2 minutes. In Dallas, Dallas led 27-7. I'm sorry, 27-10 or whatever. And Dallas looked like they were gonna get off an undeserved victory, but then Dak Prescott threw a pick 6. And then against the Chargers, like they did not quit. Like, and what's funnier for the Chargers that I'm hoping. Not every time I'm hoping the coach gets fired. I'm hoping Brandon Staley stays, because he can't. He's even worse than. Well, how do I say this? But did you know in 2013 the Chargers chose Mike McCoy over Andy Reid? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that at first until Tree and 5 mentioned it, but just imagine what the Chargers could do if they had a real coach. All those Chargers players love Brandon Staley. If your coach is too friendly, that's really not good. If they're too harsh, that's not good either. Like, you can't be too soft or too soft or too harsh. You got to be in between. What Brian Dable's doing, he's able to push their players to their full potential. If Brian Dable was the coach of the Chargers or Broncos, you could say they could have beat. I don't know if they would have won the division, but they would have done a lot better than they. Even the Raiders, I'd say, like, maybe in some ways you can say the Raiders were more of a disappointment than the Broncos were, because for the 167th time, they should have kept Bisaccia. Those Raiders played hard for him.
Josh McDaniels was already a failed head coach. I know it's not necessarily all Derek Carr's fault, but he's been on the team way too long. It's just 9 years is how many years has he been? 9 years or 8 years, whatever. He needs a fresh start somewhere else. That's why I think the Jets are the best place for him. Like, if Lamar Jackson would be too expensive, but Derek Carr, it's likely the Raiders are just going to cut Derek Carr because I don't think the Raiders are going to be able to trade him because of Derek Carr's no trade clause. But Jets would be a perfect place for the Jets would be a perfect place for Derek Carr. They have the defense and offensive weapons.
I think the Commanders would be a good spot too.
But if I were him, I wouldn't want to go play for Dan Snyder in that shitty stadium.
Who knows what happens with ownership in the offseason? That could change.
Who knows what happens, but Jets have a better team around them. The Jets are really a quarterback away. But we said that about Denver, but then look what happened. Did you have to replay Puzzle Point Galaxy, the first mission, just to get the Comet Medal?
I already have. Okay, so we're already done there.
Okay, Boulder Bowl. This is where you get the rock mushroom. Oh, and as of right now, tomorrow, this is being recorded January 20th, 2023. Tomorrow will be Dark Kirby 14th birthday. I mean, for everyone watching this in the future, wish him a late happy birthday. This is a good early way to get. Well, you already have bits in your bank from the file we did in the stream, so you won't need to grind for them. If you do, you go to Molten Galaxy. Remember, every galaxy, no matter what, has a Comet Medal. It's always in the first mission. Fire Emblem Engage came out today. I couldn't get my copy because the store I got it at had a delayed shipping. I'll probably get it on Monday. Won't be able to do it tomorrow or Sunday because of football. One of your Ratchet videos, or was it the comment video, whatever it was, I said I think Tampa Bay can beat Dallas. I was wrong about that.
I think a lot of people were. I think people expected the Brady stuff.
Yeah, Brady's playoff magic to go through. Or NFL script writers, but I was wrong about that. I at least thought it would be a close game. But the Dallas kicker, he got. I think did he get cut? Okay. Winning the game probably and getting the fifth one.
I think it was
getting another fifth try.
I think it was a
Yeah, it didn't really matter. I was saying, watch that come back to haunt Dallas, but if on Sunday, if he keeps on missing, then I suggest Dallas should just go for 2 every time. I don't know when we're gonna record more of this game, but I'll definitely be with you when you do the perfect run a second time. That's gonna be so fun.
Fun for who?
Well, once you do it, once you get it done, you'll be so excited. But when you got it done, when we did the stream of this game, you had to go mentally decaf. That's what you said at the end of it. When I got it, I was just bursting in excitement. It's not as much as when I almost cried when I was just like, well, during the Sonic Unleashed in Eggman Land, the hot dog challenge mission, the third time, I was like, I did it. No, it's not over yet. Very few could do it. There are probably a lot more people that could do Sonic Unleashed. There's always someone better than you, but if you got to experience, you've seen me show you a video of Sonic Eggman Land on the PS3 360 version of Sonic Unleashed. You said you're not very good at Sonic. Oh, we ran out of batteries. Let's get some batteries real quick.
Oh, bother.
Let's go get some batteries.
These should be freshly charged. I don't know why they're not, but whatever.
Just cut this part out when you get to editing this video.
Oh, what the hell? Why am I getting so many dot? All these are just done.
Oh, what I was saying earlier is that, before you said something else, is that, you were all scolding the Bengals on taking Jamar States instead of Penei Sewell. Oh, well, you said you were half wrong, but now would you say you were completely wrong?
It depends on what to do with their offensive line from here.
Yeah, they had a terrible offensive line last year, but still went to the Super Bowl. Like, the Jets in 2020, I thought they were smart by taking Mekhi Betts, an offensive lineman, over someone like CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy. But I thought at first, you get your quarterback first, then get... What?
They eventually got their offensive line. They eventually got their receiver.
Yeah, I thought at first you just need to get your quarterback first, then build your offensive line, then get weapons. in that order, but Bengals show that you need weapons more than offensive linemen.
Not exactly.
Not
They're
always,
an
but I
exception.
can't.
They're an exception, not the rule.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. They got Lyle Collins, and I remember in week 3
Collins is
last
out.
year.
Collins is out.
Yeah, I remember I was saying it was.
They're also slated to be without Alex Kappa and Jonah Williams.
Okay, I was trying to say, last year in week 3, Lyle Collins won Lol Cow of the Week because he tried to bribe a drug tester. What was he expecting was going to happen? That he'd take the small pins and lose his job? Guards, police officers, security, you cannot bribe them. You can go to jail for that. The chip. Do we have enough time to do that? The last thing we do for this episode?
Yeah, sure, why not? Is there anything else to do with this galaxy? No, there is not.
There will be a comment later, or a comment star. I just saw on a post that, well, it's on a YouTube title. It's, well, basically Knicks trade rumors. I didn't know Serge Ibaka was still in the league. Like, players like Dirk Nowitzki may be the last player in NBA history to stay on the same team throughout his entire career. His players just bounce around on teams. You know, one thing, why doesn't the NFL and NHL have a luxury tax? Can you think of an explanation for that? My Discord went down on me.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay, it only lasted a few seconds, so I'm back now. I guess the tricks for this one, you gotta get a lot of combos. There might be coins. Wait a minute, there's a big coin at the start on top of a tree that you want to get. Maybe you can get this. Not bad. You can still do it.
I got it.
Yeah, good. When you get to Supermassive Galaxy, every time you start a new recording, just go to that galaxy and get to 99 lives, like you did in the stream.
I just swallowed air.
Oh.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, you want to sign off?
Okay. Until next time.
Yeah, it's fun, kind of fun to go back to this. Anyway, this has been Dark Kirby 14. See you next time, more Super Mario Galaxy 2.